Lesson 2, Goal Setting and Creating Your Vision. Welcome to Lesson 2. We are going to talk about mindset here, and that is one of, if not the most important reinforcements. It involves consciously creating your future and setting your goals to make your dreams a reality. Now, in my practice, I used to start every new patient out by talking about the importance of their belief system and their expectations in the healing process. I invited them to consider engaging their brain and assisting their body in the healing process. I told them how research shows that patients get better 80% faster when their brain actually knows what the outcome of the therapy is supposed to be. And this helped to activate and engage their brain in order to assist their body in the healing process. Now, I can recommend a great book here by Dr. Bruce Lipton called The Biology of Belief. So I made sure to let the patient know that their brain is a powerful tool to assist them in the healing process, and it can actually influence their outcome like nothing else. Now, we sort of just gloss over the fact that we have double-blind studies when they're testing a drug or something, and that happens for a reason. It's because if the patient or even the researcher, who might even be thousands of miles away, knows which group is getting the actual drug and which one's getting the placebo, their knowledge can actually affect the outcome of the study. Interesting, isn't it? So the thoughts and beliefs of the practitioner, the researcher, and the patient can all affect the outcome. So what is that really telling us about the power of our mind? Thoughts are indeed things. They have their own vibration, as science has recently discovered. The more we learn about the quantum world, the more that we realize what an impact we actually have on our environment simply by our thoughts. It's the same with your practice. Not only is it important to focus your thoughts on the things that you want to have happen, but it's also necessary to let go of the things that don't serve you and are standing in the way of your success. So now is the time to look at those old ideas, attitudes, and belief systems and your behaviors that might be holding you back to make room to create something new. Now, sometimes these things are happening on a subconscious level without you even knowing about it. And we'll dive into removing that beast in another exercise in this module. But first, let's focus on what we do want to create. So we're going to set your goals here. This is our vision board workshop without the vision board. Now, you can do a vision board if you want to after you complete this worksheet. And you go ahead, get some friends together, go to town. But now let's just focus on getting your goals down on paper and create some accountability around you getting what you want and being able to measure that. Vision, commitment, and action is key to achieving and then keeping the success that you have established. So number 1, expect success. Visualize the goal. Every single gold medal winner will tell you that they saw themselves actually winning that prize before they actually did. Because the brain doesn't really know the difference between what you are visualizing happening and then what is physically actually in reality happening. So get used to that feeling. Picture your clinic as you want it to be. Act as if you're already achieving the success that you want. If your goal is to see more new patients, picture the phone ringing and tons of new patients are calling your office to schedule and see you. Feel the feeling. How does that feel? Spend some time. Just linger there with that thought and with that feeling. Now, if you want to have a competent and autonomous staff, then see them that way. Visualize your staff calmly and efficiently taking care of your patients in your busy but well-organized office. Now, see your reception area teeming with happy, pleasant patients looking forward to their visit with you. Feel how that feels. Savor the moment and enjoy the feeling that this gives you to be of service and to be helping so many people with your own special techniques. Now, one of my mentors, Dr. Jim Sigafus, who was a chiropractor in a little tiny town in Pennsylvania, he had a huge practice. But every day before he went to work, he set his intention that he was going to see a lot of people, to heal a lot of people. And he swore that his secret was to see in his mind's office all the people that he was going to help. And at the end of the day, he usually would have seen close to 300 people. And that's not the craziest thing about this. The craziest thing is that he was out in the sticks. We went to visit him one summer and he gave us a tour of his practice. And it was this tiny building just off the highway. Well, it wasn't a tiny building, but it was a building with a big, huge parking lot just right off the highway. It was like a small barn or a large church with rows and rows of benches and old church pews for people to sit down and wait to get their appointment, to get their adjustments. And how do people even find out about him out there, like out there in the middle of nowhere? I don't know. But he saw it in his mind's eye first, and they came. So we're going to use the power of intention as well. If it's good enough for gold medal athletes, it's good enough for us. So the first week of the training is all about getting you and your office prepared to consciously create your practice and to get ready to enjoy the lifestyle that you want. So I'm going to have you download the worksheet below this video entitled Goal Setting Worksheet. And after I go over the instructions, I'll have you complete this worksheet. But before you write anything down, I want you to spend 15 or 20 minutes in a meditation or in a very relaxed state, just visualizing what you want to achieve and have happen. So look at your life. Where do you want to go? First in 1 year, then 5 years, and then in 10 years. And picture yourself as having achieved the success that you want. Now think about these areas of your life and visualize also what you want to create in your practice, your personal life, your income, your health, and your relationships. And the more detail that you can come up with, the better. How old will you be? Do you still want to be practicing? Do you want to have associates in your office doing the work? Or do you want to have your own books, training programs, your own supplement line? So really get specific about what it is that you want to create. The more specific you are, the better. Now, do you want a telemedicine practice? Is your specialty something that you could actually work virtually? And maybe you just want to be a medical director and manage clinics. Whatever it is that you want to achieve, write it down. So ultimately, also, we want to make sure that we're not making decisions that are not in alignment with what these goals are. So I was at a seminar and I ran into a former client of mine, and she just said, I want to just thank you for saving my life because and I said, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And she said, well, when we were coaching together, you saved me from making a huge mistake. And one of our coaching calls, she said to me, I am so excited. There's this building in town that I want to lease, and it's just perfect. It's for me. I'm going to start my new office there because she'd really outgrown the clinic that she was in, and so she was looking at buying a building. And so she saw a building that was for sale, and she thought, that's it. So she's talking about hiring massage therapists, chiropractors. She was going to hire everybody and do construction and everything. And I said, okay, that's great. I'm glad you're really excited, but let's go back to your goal sheet and let's see if that's really in alignment with where you want to be in 5 years, 10 years. So we looked at it, and it was like completely opposite of what she actually wanted to do. It was not going to help her get closer to her dreams. And if anything, it was going to take her further away from creating her dream practice. She wanted a virtual practice. So she had everything planned out that she was going to work virtually. And buying a building, hiring staff, hiring all these people were not going to take her closer to what she wanted for her family and for her life. So now it's 1 year later from that decision, and she did not buy the building, and now her dreams have come true, basically. So she goes back to her old location. She practices there for 1 week out of the month, and then for 3 weeks she does telemedicine visits. She chooses who she wants to work with, and she actually has a waiting list practice. She's not taking any new clients. She has time, she has a great income, she has plenty of personal freedom, and she's getting her message out to thousands and thousands of people and having much bigger impact in the world. In fact, she was just interviewed for a program in Australia, and now she's making an impact there. So sometimes the biggest opportunities actually lie in the ones that you do not take. So, and this goal setting worksheet will really help you to stay on track. It will keep you from doing that, getting off on a squirrel, or it'll keep you from, doing a bright, shiny object kind of thing and getting off track in your goals. So I recommend that you take this goal setting worksheet and you put it in your notebook. You review it every 3 months. So then also every year you review your 1 year, your 5 year, and your 10-year goals so that you keep your eye on the prize. You don't get distracted, and you don't do something like buy a building, right? That's really not in alignment with your goals. So run all of the important decisions that you make through this goal worksheet and see if that's going to take you closer to your dreams or further away from your dreams. So this worksheet is really designed for you to, look at where do you want to go, what do you want to do, write them down, And take a look at also number 3. Before you get started, do number 3 first, because that's actually important to help you look at your past successes. You know, everyone has trouble changing old habits. It's hard to do something different than what we're used to. Changes aren't easy to make, but when you recognize and you honor the success that you've already had and the things that you've already achieved, you can use that momentum as a springboard to really take your brilliance, take the drive and the talent that you have within you to take you and your practice to get to the next level. You can do this, I know it. You just need to create a roadmap, and then all you need are the tools and a little bit of guidance to get there. So here it is. This course has everything that you need to finally create the practice that you say you want to have. It begins with your vision and your commitment. So I'm going to leave you with a quote on commitment from the Scottish mountaineer William Hutchinson Murray. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that never otherwise would have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from that decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance, which no man could have dreamt would have come his way. I have learned a deep respect for one of Goethe's couplets. Whatever you do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. So go to a quiet spot, take your goals worksheet, and begin creating your dream practice right now. Take 3 deep breaths, relax, and spend some time to create your future right here, right now. Take 20 minutes and go.